Hi, welcome back. I'm Kristen, and before I was here on YouTube, I was a flight attendant. So I like to take all of the knowledge that I learned working for one of Canada's largest airlines and watch some questionable interpretations of what it is like to work in the aviation industry and share that knowledge with you. So today, with that in mind, we are going to take a peek at the movie Flight from 2012. It is a movie that Hollywood took a lot of liberties with, and we're going to discuss exactly how that was done. Let's strap in for this one.
Morning, Captain. Walk around is complete. Margaret? Yeah, could you give me a cup of coffee, black,
So if you're the flight attendant up front, the purser, the cabin manager, whatever you're called, after the flight crew have finished their walk around, you're supposed to go in and check and see if they need anything, but a lot of times they'll just give you a little call and ask for a cup of coffee.
sugar and a couple aspirins, okay, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want something? No, ma'am, thank you.
And I love that. It's so demeaning. He's like, sweetie. And that, yeah, I've been called sweetie so many times. And then the fact that he's like, and would you like anything, to the first officer? I mean, I have seen it happen where the flight attendant call button has been replaced with a coffee cup sticker. Not kidding.
We've flown together before? I don't think so, sir. You sure? Yeah, Ken Evans. Whitaker. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. Oxygen check.
It's definitely part of procedure to check all of your emergency equipment. And what he is checking right now is his oxygen mask. So if there's a depressurization, the pilots get special oxygen masks. You're definitely not supposed to check the equipment by using the equipment.
Checks. You want to hit?
No, thank you, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I am by the book. He is not.
Sir, it's 8:50. Is it? All right, well, let's push. I got a great on-time record. Yes, sir, you got it.
So on-time performance, or OTP, is one of the defining measures for how airlines perform. It's actually how we are ranked. It is one of the criteria, and it is a big deal, and we are all pushed from every single side to get out on time. If your flight is late, it is not because people didn't want you to be on time. It is almost always for a safety-related reason, weather, equipment. It's never in anyone's interest for the flight to be delayed.
How you feeling today, sir?
And that line right there
How you feeling today, sir?
is how we are trained to check in. If we believe that one of our crew members might be under the influence or might not be ready for duty or is just, having a bit of a day, we are supposed to take that moment for safety's sake, because remember, we're here for passenger safety, to ask, how are you doing? And what we mean by that is, are you okay to fly?
A little tired. Quick turnaround for me. 10 turns in 3 days. Off tomorrow.
This is such a short clip, but I literally can't get over this. A turn in airline speak is when you leave your airport and come back to that same airport. So, for example, you would do like a Chicago turn out of New York. So you go to Chicago and then come back to New York. Short flight segments. However, there is no possible way, unless you're doing like really quick hops, to do 10 turns in 3 days. The most, because you're maxed out at how many legs you can fly a day. It's just impossible, because when he says 10 turns, he means 20 flights in 3 days. And it wouldn't happen.
Here's your coffee
Oh, thank you.
and your aspirin.
Thank you.
Okay. He ordered coffee and an aspirin. A, we never give medication out. Secondly, how she handed him his coffee cup. If you're bringing a beverage into the flight deck, you must do so on a tray so that if they knock into it, it falls on the tray and not on the instrument panels, which are electrical and don't mix well with liquid.
And the manifest with 102 souls on board.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get them tucked in. We're ready to push.
You got it.
All right, here we go.
Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed's alive both sides. 80 knots, cross-check.
It's like a video game, right? Yo, nothing like a little 30-knot crosswind to exercise the old sphincter muscle.
D1. And rotate. We're at a positive rate.
You're up. Yee-haw, ride 'em down.
Southjet 227, Orlando departure, radar contact, turn left heading 170, climb, maintain 900,000.
Roger that, left 170, climb and maintain 900,000.
Don't want autopilot, I'm flying today.
Southjet 227, Orlando departure, what's your right?
Departure, this is Southjet 227. We got some rough chop, I'd say moderate to... I'd say severe turbulence.
I've absolutely been in turbulence like that, and it is terrifying. The difference between moderate and severe turbulence: moderate is big swings, but the pilots are still in control of the airplane. Severe turbulence is when the pilots no longer are in control of the airplane. Not for the full time, but for moments, it is outside of their control, the movement of the airplane.
How can anybody sleep like that?
I don't know.
And how long has Sleeping Beauty been out?
26 minutes. We're gonna start descending any second now.
Well, looks like you'll need to wake him up.
Southjet 227, Atlanta Center.
So pilots do have what's called controlled rest in the flight deck. And that is where they're permitted to have a nap, and one of the pilots is left in control. However, the flight attendants always know when it is happening. They have to call back and let us know that one of them is sleeping up there. And we have a callback time where we have to call them back and confirm that they have awoken.
Whoa, whoa. What is that?
The elevator feels really stiff, sir.
All right, don't force it. All right, Margaret,
Back
get everybody
from the back.
strapped in. Get everybody strapped in tight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay. If for some reason the captain tells you to get everybody strapped in, that includes you and all of the flight attendants. The very first thing that you are going to do in that instance is strap yourself into the jump seat. There is absolutely not a chance that she would be standing and making that announcement. Number two, the very first announcement that she'll be making is not "ladies and gentlemen," it's "flight attendants be seated," because that is our cue to immediately secure ourselves because we know that we're going to hit a patch of rough air. That's point number one. Point number two is it's interesting to me that they don't show any of the cockpit door, which comes to play in this scene and in other scenes, but it seems like she has very free access, and we don't. We don't have very free access in between. It is a bulletproof door with a peephole and an electronic access panel. You cannot get in unless you are given admittance or you key the electronic emergency code, which triggers off a whole bunch of other stuff. Even if it were really rough air and you were for some reason in the flight deck, you would secure yourself in the flight deck.
Turn left hard, sir.
And that's what I mean. That is why the first words out of your mouth would be seated. She's still standing. She's getting thrown down. As soon as we hear "be seated" by either the lead flight attendant or the captain, you sit down wherever you are.
Power back, power back!
Sink brake, pull up. Sink brake, pull up.
ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelt now. Fasten your seatbelt, security now.
Again, it is wild to me that she's still standing. If I was experiencing that, I don't care what I'm doing on the phone. The very first thing that I am doing is sitting down in my jump seat. It is the safest place for me to be. There's not a chance that I would be standing, especially if I was right beside my jump seat.
I have no control on my side. No control at all, sir.
Lost hydraulics. Center, this is Southjet 227. We've lost our hydraulics and feels like our pitch control.
Southjet 227, Atlanta Center.
Turn on the backup pump,
Lost
the backup
hydraulics
pumps.
and pitch control.
That is affirmed. We are in an uncontrolled...
Southjet 227 Atlanta, say your intentions. Are you declaring emergency?
Everybody's belted in. Are we going down?
Again, she just walks into the flight deck. That wouldn't happen. The door wouldn't just be left open, especially not if the plane is actually crashing. On that note, if the plane is actually crashing, there is not a fucking chance that I'd be waltzing into the flight deck to be like, everybody's sat down. No, the pilots trust us to do our job, which is to get the passengers safe in the back of the cabin, and they will try and maintain the safety of the flight. No, the pilots do their job, we do our job. Everyone trusts that everyone's doing their job appropriately and to the best of their abilities, but absolutely never, this would never happen, this would never happen. I can't say this more strongly, this would never happen.
And with everybody in brace positions. Yes, that is affirmed. We are in a dive. We are in a dive. We have lost vertical control. We're gonna need drag. I want you to throw out everything you got.
I get that Hollywood is trying to make this an exceptionally dramatic scene. However, again, he would never verbally say to a flight attendant, you need to get everyone in their brace positions, with her waltzing back and forth in between. It just would not happen. He would announce brace, or brace, 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 or brace for impact, or brace for landing over the PA. He might yell it if the electrical system was shot, or we, as flight attendants, also have the ability, if the need seems justified, to start yelling our brace commands. If the plane was in a nosedive, I would absolutely be like, yeah, this is a great time for me to exercise my authority to start yelling brace commands.
Control. We're gonna need drag. I want you to throw out everything you got. The speed brakes, the gear, everything.
Here, speed brake.
Brace position. Head down. Head forward. Head down. Head forward.
Gears.
I want to talk really quickly about the flight attendant's brace positions in this scene. When we are giving you brace commands, we are actually in our brace positions. Neither one of these women are in their brace positions. And all of the flight attendants would be yelling their brace commands. It wouldn't just be her on the phone saying, brace, head down, stay down, whatever it is she's saying. We would all in unison be yelling the exact same thing so that the entire cabin could hear it. So I couldn't find the clip in good enough quality to show you this part, but it is the preamble to this clip. This is where they have flipped upside down in order to maintain a nice, I want to say glide, because their stabilizer, the thing that is controlling the pitch of the airplane, is jammed. Here's the thing. There are two parts that blow my mind. In the clip, they show a flight attendant unhooking herself from a jump seat to help a kid. I don't care who you are. 1 does not supersede 102. You are not permitted to put yourself in harm's way for one person in order to potentially save 102 people. I know that it was done for the plot line. I know that it's a Hollywood tearjerker moment. However, it really bugs me. It's the same reason that the flight attendant is not allowed to lift your bags. We can't hurt ourselves in the event that your bag is too heavy and we put out our back, and then we can no longer operate the emergency door. I just want to make it very clear that what we're about to look at, with her crawling through the cabin while the cabin's upside down, would not happen. Okay, let's start.
Fire the left engine.
Put it out.
I'm ready. Look at me, I'm ready. Okay?
Atlanta, Southjet 227. Where's that airport?
227 is 1 o'clock, 3 miles.
All right, we're not gonna make that. Our engines are burning up.
I see a field and a road ahead of us. We're gonna set it down there.
Roger, 227.
Oh no, fire the right now.
Bandit, we're coming back around. Margaret, I want...
This first officer, I love how they've done this, because they've clearly made the drunk captain Denzel Washington, like an absolute master. He is God. And then the first officer is like day one out of flight school and is freaking out. So even though Captain Witt is like drunk, been drinking on the job, still stoned from last night, hasn't slept at all because he was busy shipping the flight attendant, is still more in control of the situation than the first officer who was absolutely losing his shit. I mean, is that realistic? I don't know. But do I like it? Yeah.
Evans, speed brakes. Speed brakes. Flaps full. Flaps full.
Jet 227, I see you descending through 1,000. You concur?
Mark with full power.
And right there, that's why you never get out of your jump seat.
Let roll.
We're losing power on the right! We lost our power!
So that right there, what you can hear, the too low terrain, is absolutely what that sounds like. They also call out the altitude as you're landing. So when you're sitting up front, even if you're in the front couple of rows, sometimes you can hear 100, 50, 30, 10. And if you don't know what's going on, you're like, wait, what? What was that?
Too low terrain. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Brace.
10. Minimum.
Brace for impact.
Minimum.
Okay. Again, if you're saying brace for impact, you are making an announcement much before you're actually going to impact. I think that safely encapsulates how I feel about this movie. I do enjoy some of the touches that they've put in, but if you are looking for an accurate depiction of what happens in the airline world, the opening of this movie is not it. I mean, no, just no. As always, please like this video and comment. Let me know what it is that you would like to see me go over. And if you would also like to know what the ins and outs of flight attendant life are. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already, or you're new to the channel, or you come to this channel all the time but for some reason haven't done so, please subscribe. I would love for you to join me. And then, why don't you, while you're at it, just send a quick message to 10 people in your life who wear socks. Say goodbye to the fabulous wallpaper. We're moving onwards, folks. Until then, take it easy, stay well, fly safe, and I will see you again soon.